Hello and welcome to this new gaming series called YesterGaming, where I'll be going back to old gaming consoles, playing some of the games and giving you overviews of what they used to be like. Now, since these are gaming overviews, there will be spoilers involved, so you are warned. And considering it's the spookiest time of the year, I couldn't think of a better game to go back to than The Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge. So in order to play this game, I booted up my PS2 and bought myself a DigitNow video grabber to capture the footage, and then began to set up my system. This 2004 game was a follow-up to the original stop animation film of 1993, where we play as the iconic character Jack Skellington in his quest to save Halloween Town from Oogie Boogie. Now, there used to be a stigma related to movie tie-in games, especially earlier games that they were intended as quick money grabs and that they didn't meet the quality of the original source material. So let's see if that's the case with this game. So starting the game, Jack returns to find the town is deserted and is being greeted by hostile skeletons, which will quickly dispatch using our new soul rubber whip. After defeating them, we then chat to Mr. Hyde to learn what happened.
Lock, shock and barrel sewed Oogie back together again.
Bugs, bags and all. Oogie is back.
Which leads to our first boss battle with a shadow version of Oogie Boogie, and us learning that Jack has mad dancing skills.
Proud of all your but I can say you'll rule this town only in your dreams.
Upon defeating him, I get the Halloween door and my first chapter rating, which will never be that good for this whole gameplay.
Nightmare rank!
Excellent!
After battling through a couple of hidden rooms to get golden pumpkins to increase my health, I then head to the Witcher shop.
We brought this all upon ourselves. Say, care to buy anything?
I must respect the big witch for trying to get me to buy stuff already, but I instead leave to go and save the clown and get him to open up the town gate so I can go and search for Sally.
You to open the main gate.
After travelling through the graveyard, I have a chat with the hanging tree and agree to help find his hanging men with the help of my trusty ghost dog Zero. However, I'm ambushed on my way by Locke and have to have an incredibly easy boss battle.
We cannot wait to see!
Retrieving Zero, we travel around finding the hanging men before returning to the hanging tree and coming up with the plan to seal the tombstones to stop monsters from spawning, in which we fight our first troll.
Soul rubber!
Through my own stupidity and not going back to refill my healing potion, I then died doing one of the tombstones, which sadly meant I had to go back and do the other tombstones I'd previously done because I hadn't saved recently enough. Thus, I'm now taking this as a lesson to save more often and go and refill my healing potions.
Soul rubber!
Following this upset, I had another boss battle with Locke, this time directly, me beating him and then moving into the crypt to battle the Mega Spider, whilst I shared a romantic song with Sally.
And I am ready. Set things right.
I defeat the spider with ease and save Sally, but sadly, as anyone who's played old disc games will know, one single scratch on the disc can cause the whole game to stop the stages, and sadly that does in this cutscene, so I don't get to see it incomplete, but I keep going and go and upgrade my soul robber at the Witcher shop.
Are you alright, Sally?
Oh, Jack, you came back.
I got your note.
You have to rescue Dr. Finkelstein. This key opens the...
I guarantee this will take all that screaming to the next level.
Amazing myself at finding out that there's a map in the game which will make travelling so much easier. I find out how to change into Pumpkin King mode and then I advance on Dr. Finkelstein's lab. Defeating the Tricks and Treats presence, I speak to Igor. On his request, I start to head towards the Witcher shop to try and buy some dog biscuits. However, I'm interrupted this time by Shock and her ghosts. Questioning the witches, I learn they've sold the last one to the corpse kid, so I'm now chasing a child to harass him for his biscuits, but I find that I have to do his quiz.
Question 5. That's right.
Taking the biscuits to Igor, I'm finally allowed to head up to the doctor's lab after turning off his defences. Entering the lab, I'm ambushed by Shock, but I avoid all her boulders and get to the top of the tower, where I make a detour quickly into Igor's room to grab a crystal skull before going and meeting the doctor.
You managed to make it here.
You've been busy, Jack. I think it's time for you to rest.
Upon meeting the doctor, I quickly realised that Oogie's changed his brain, so I have to put his old brain back in, and I finally received the St. Paddy's Day door.
I'm sorry, Jack. I never imagined my brain would be replaced.
Heading to the witch shop, I upgrade the Pumpkin King in before I go and meet Behemoth in the Pumpkin Patch. I'm once again, however, blocked by Lock, Shock and Barrel. These kids are really starting to get on my nerves.
I've had enough of your treats.
Travelling through the Pumpkin Patch, I reach the Big Pumpkin, where I work my way through waves of enemies before I finally can reach Barrel.
What? You made it through my maze?
Now, Barrel, it's time I taught you a lesson.
Now, I'm not going to lie, Barrel was incredibly hard for me, as his supporting enemies kept causing me to die. I died twice to Barrel before I finally gave in and looked up how to defeat him. At which stage, I'm amazed that I couldn't work out that kids are weak to fire. Backtracking through the town, I now head to the residence area where I hear Clown has a rocket strapped to his unicycle, and I try to use my Santa Jack powers to get him free.
Merry Christmas!
Now I must have spent a good 30 minutes or so trying to save the clown via this method before I learned that I need to go to the doctor's lab again to get another tool to be able to save him. At which stage Igor then sidetracks me by getting me to go save his biscuits that he's lost to a mega spider. I give Igor back his biscuits and then I head to save the clown once again, and before meeting my first king skeleton. Upon visiting the Vampire Brothers' house, I find that they've all been turned into the bat forms by Oogie, so I have to venture around trying to save each and every one of them. Now this is quite a challenge as they all move quite fast, so it took me a fair while to do this one as well. After saving all the Vampire Brothers, I'm given the keys to the mayor's house, at which stage I go to his house to find him trapped in a cage up at the very top. After wandering through the maze that is the mayor's house, I'm amazed at the fact that he could even get up this himself. But I eventually get to the top, find him, save him, and then I head up to the very top tower, at which stage I'm met by my three favourite nemesis.
You're not still working for Oogie, are you?
We're not working, we're playing!
And winning! Another round, Jack?
As if you had a choice!
I battle Lock, Shock and Barrel in their bathtub, which is very fun, until the point that they throw me through a black hole back down into Oogie's lair. I travel through Oogie's lair until I reach the Holiday King prison, at which stage I have to battle another mega spider to be able to save them. After another quick trip to go and upgrade, I go and fight Oogie in his casino. After this moderately difficult battle, I find there's only Oogie's shadow, at which stage I tell the mayor to go and save the holiday leaders, and I head for Spiral Hills, which is the direction that the hanging tree tells me Oogie has gone in.
Oogie took the Spiral Hill Road toward the hinterlands.
I reach Spiral Hill, at which stage I have another lovely chat with Sally before I use the doors as keys to head over into the hinterlands. Travelling through the frankly beautiful hinterlands, I find that I have to replace Oogie doors with the proper holiday doors to be able to access where Oogie has gone. This takes frankly forever because a lot of backtracking to where each of the doors are and replacing them with new ones, and yeah, I must have spent a good 40 minutes to an hour trying to do this because it's just a maze unless you actually look up a map on where to go. Replacing the final one, I'm ambushed by a fire and ice skeleton, at which stage I defeat these two and I receive the final holiday door I needed for Christmas store. Putting the Christmas door back, I'm transported to Christmas Town, at which stage I'm told I need to redecorate the Christmas tree with the proper ornaments, which takes frankly forever because they did an incredibly good job at making this difficult in finding all the different ornaments and how to get to them.
Oh no! The peaceful town is ruined.
But once all up, I move on to find Oogie trying to kill Santa again.
What are you doing up there?
Put me down this instant!
Sandy!
Now then, Jack, Sandy, what are you two gonna do?
But for some reason, he's doing this with a ridiculously slow-moving train, which is incredibly easy to beat.
Ooh, that was close. What? You again?
Sandy, it's not... Well, you see, I'm truly...
Ah! Can't anyone perish around here?
In his bid to escape, we watch Oogie fall from Santa's sleigh and land in the junkyard, at which stage I start to move over there to meet him myself. Now, Oogie is a two-stage battle. In the first part of the battle, he turns into a huge version of himself, and I have to use my pumpkin king ability and leaking gas pipes to burn him. That, however, was the easy part. The hard part comes in the second phase, at which stage he turns into Mega Oogie. Now, this stage is incredibly difficult because it's only a dance battle, and for every note you miss, you lose a hit point of health.
It's payback time! Is that all you got to say? Well, well, well. What a history! Still more! Oh! That's it! So why don't you just give up? You know, surrender!
I died a total of 9 times, and I had to have a 4-day break to calm down before I was able to beat this second phase of the battle. And what happens after I finally complete it, after I beat the boss that I was never able to beat in my youth? The video freezes, so I don't get to see the full cutscene. Boo! But ultimately, I'm happy that I completed it in the first place. This game I've had for 15 years and I'd never been able to beat the final boss, so I'm so happy, and as a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm even more ecstatic.
Pajama Jack.
Now, this game certainly, in my opinion, isn't a money grab. It's great fan service for any Nightmare Before Christmas fan, and if you have a PS2, I would definitely consider playing it.
Told you once, I told you twice to straighten out your act. You'll never get away with this and that. Perhaps it's fact.
The final thing really to say is thank you to anyone who's watched, and if you like this sort of video, please follow the channel, as my next video I'm going to be working on is the PS2 version of Need for Speed Most Wanted.
All units monitoring. Nuclear complaint.
Rookie police letters. Now that's foolish, cause we don't act sweet. Cause I can run 10 laps in a track key. Finish on.
Yeah, I'm on that speeding vehicle call. I think I got him. Stand by.